Hi everyone. Right, okay, this one is another little quickie from me, I'm afraid, but I've had people asking me how I made the flower that I showed on my blog the other day. Hopefully you can see that. Let's just put that down a bit more. It was using our tulle, the new tulle that we've got in, and then one of our lovely moulds, and of course the Wow embossing powder. It's so simple to do. Oh, and not forgetting tear mender. Love this stuff. It's absolutely imperative that you use that. It's so simple to do, but I've had a couple of people sort of struggling a bit with it, so I promised I would do a YouTube on it. And it is going to be a quick one because I'm really sort of pushed for time. So, excuse me. Right, what I'm doing first of all, just to sort of save time, I was saying to people, if you've got the melt pot, obviously pop your powder in your melt pot and then it will stay molten while you're working, okay? If you haven't got a melt pot, then you can use foil cases. And the best way to do that is you just pour your powder into the case and then you're going to take your heat gun and you heat from underneath. Like so. Okay, when that's heated, what I like to do is then keep the heat on there, but this time heat it from the top so it's staying molten while I'm pouring it into the case. So I'll stop talking because this is going to be noisy and you can just watch. Okay, when you've done that, you can then, because it's still molten still, you can just, how many times can I say still in one sentence? Just move it around just so that it covers all the areas. Don't worry if it goes over the edge, because once that's cooled down, that's going to be snipped off, so don't worry too much. Do you know, when you do these off camera, they come out so perfect. When you've got a camera in front of you, they don't. Anyway, right, so getting back to the tear mender. Okay, tear mender in my mind is one of the best fabric glues that there is. It just bonds fabric so quickly. So word of caution, don't get it on your clothing because that's not a good look and you will ruin nice clothes. Let's just make sure that's coming out. Okay, so all I'm going to do is just pop a bit, and you don't need loads either. And if you get any on your fingers, it doesn't matter because it just rubs off like that, and then you can just get rid of it. So I'm going to do this one without tulle. I'm going to do this with our new crushed silk. So all I'm going to do is just give it a little scrunch to start with, and then just hold it in position. And you literally just have to hold it for a few seconds for it to bond to the glue. I'm just going to go around just pleating as I go. I'm hoping you can see that. Alright, look at it, it's absolutely beautiful, this ribbon. It's just all the colour, it's like a champagne. It's gorgeous. Okay. So I'm probably going to do, let's do another layer I think. So if I get that there, I'm just going to pop a little bit more glue going around there. A little bit more folding. Sorry if you can't see this properly, I'll try and do it towards you guys. Folding as I go, so I'll sort of fold it and hold it as it goes. There we go, so I'm at the end again, so I'm just going to snip off. Oh, try not to cut through the other bit. That wouldn't be good, would it? Okay, so a little bit there. I'm just gonna place a bit on there, hold my finger on there, just hold it down, that's it, and that's stuck now. So I'll just get rid of these bits, and that's it, that's bonded. Okay, so I'll just clean that off. I've just always got a pot of this stuff indoors because, you know, taking up your trousers, anything like that, you use the tiniest amount. You really don't need a lot. And as I say, if it goes anywhere non-porous, it just rubs off anyway. So let's just have a little, I'll try not to burn myself like I did last time. This is feeling, it's still feeling quite warm, but it's okay to come out. Can you see where it's all gone sort of like gloopy around these edge bits? I missed a tiny bit, but I'm sure you'll forgive me for speed. Now normally I'd wait for this to go really cold to do this snipping, because then it just comes off nice and easily. Actually, while that's just doing that, this is that ribbon. Again, I've used Wow embossing powder and one of their stamps, and then just done a couple of colours on there. Just a really simple, elegant card. And then again, this is the one I put on my blog the other day, using another new ribbon that we've got in. And then I've made a flower out of the moulds again. And then this time in the same embossing powder, I used black lint. I've coloured the hat pins with it as well, so it all matches in nicely. So there's a couple for you there. This still, it takes a while to cool down, but I'll just snip it just so that we can sort of get going with it. I'm just going to snip these bits off. So Joanne Green, if you're watching this, this is how you do it, all right? So you do have to have a bit of patience. When you're melting in a foil tray, you do have to have a bit of patience compared to like a heat, you know, a melt pot. Because with a melt pot, it's keeping the temperature constant, and it's just going to keep it in a molten state, basically. All these little bits that I'm snipping off, typical crafting style, you just save all those bits, pop them back in your pot, and then they're ready to melt down again. And the other thing, if I really didn't like this, I mean, I'm not going to say this one's perfect because it's not, because that's just typical. If I really didn't like this, I would just take it, pop it back in the pot, and then just melt it from the top again. All right. I want a bit of dimension on there, so I'm just going to pop a couple of foam pads on there to give me some dimension. I'm just going to stick that in there, and then just to add a little diamante to the centre. Now we've made brooches for Ali Pali out of all our different ribbons, and then that one there, that can be a brooch, that can be a hairpiece. You could use it as an embellishment on a card, on a scrapbook layout, on a mini album. The possibilities are endless, they really are. But I just think they just look yummy, and even like as I showed like before, the little ones, they just look gorgeous. Okay, so go and play. Thanks for watching. Bye.